Hi, I'm Dr. Howard Kosif, and Dr. Mind Body is in. People often ask me, is all stress bad? Well, let's take a look at this very specific example. You're walking across an intersection. You turn your head and you see to your horror a car barreling straight for you through a red light, the driver talking away on the cell phone, blissfully unaware. This, I think we'll all agree, is stressful. So, what are our bodies designed to do? The answer there is survive. And how do we do this? Well, I think you would agree that in order to survive, you have to think clearly and fast, and you have to act very specifically and purposefully and fast. Our bodies do this through the hormone called epinephrine, sometimes also known as adrenaline. What does adrenaline do? Adrenaline causes our heart rate to increase, our blood pressure to go up, sending blood all over our bodies, sending blood and oxygen to the brain and to the muscles. Epinephrine also opens up the lungs to maximize our oxygen consumption. What happens also with this hormone is that we begin to sweat, and we do this so that we can maximally process energy in our bodies without overheating. Our pupils dilate so that our vision is maximized, our field of vision is greatly increased. We can see any other dangers, we can see the whole picture. What also happens in acute stress is that our gastrointestinal and urinary systems shut down. You haven't got time to pee, and you haven't got time to digest the food you had for lunch or breakfast. Pretty good in acute stress. The question is, what happens when stress becomes chronic and long-term? This is the kind of stress I'm talking about when I talk about discomfort, anxiety, anger, chronic overdoing, overthinking, low-grade, everyday, multitasking stress. Well, this is the stress that is bad for you. What happens here is that the little organ on top of the kidney called the adrenal gland that secretes epinephrine begins to swell and increase in size, putting out too much hormone, too much epinephrine. This causes problems like heart disease, high blood pressure, narrowing of arteries, and also things like gastric ulcers, stomach ulcers, headaches, depression, and a host of other problems. Something else happens with chronic stress. Another hormone called cortisol. This usually a great hormone as an anti-inflammatory. But when stress becomes chronic, cortisol is also oversecreted, and this tends to impede our immune function, leading to more susceptibility to viruses and bacteria, more infections, more inflammations, more trouble, and even more cancer. So stress can be bad for you, especially if it is long-term and chronic. What is the take-home message? Well, stress can be good for you, especially if you're jumping out of the way of a car or needing to solve an issue in the moment. Stress is bad for you when it's chronic worrying, overthinking, multitasking, not getting enough sleep, not getting enough exercise, losing balance in your life. The important thing here is if you become aware of the chronic stress in your life, you can actually switch off that oversecretion of adrenaline. This is by doing all sorts of things, but awareness is the start. Then you have to obviously develop different techniques for not reacting to your stress, for living healthy, having more balance, exercising, eating well, sleeping well, being well. I hope this has helped. Join me for more options on a way to de-stress, to detoxify, and to live healthy. Ask me a question at howard@bellybreathe.com. Thanks for watching.